Finish the book, don't get stuck on sad pages. Rainy days with no money. Hard work lead to days that are sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned into the prisoner to painter. Prisoner to painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner to painter. And now, a word from your local Pope dealer.
Perfect.
We are live.
Good enough. Welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast. I'm Nathan McDermott.
And I am Katie McDermott.
And today joining us is Andy.
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing
Good,
great,
how are you?
man. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Man, I'd say admired you from afar. We see what you're doing on JTV. We see you, every Monday morning. Not that we watched the whole episode, but and I reached out to you, and I know it's been a while, but I'm super happy you reached out.
I'm glad to do it. I love seeing people do things like this. And when you asked, I was like, of course I would. Yeah, for sure. I'm used to doing the interviewing, so it might get a little tricky. I already want to ask you a couple questions. Yeah, let's fire away.
Heck yeah. So what was your family dynamic growing up?
So I have one brother, so mom and dad and younger brother. And we grew up here in Jackson. Lived out on Kimmel Road right behind Jackson College.
Yep.
So yeah, great family life. I have a big family. My mom's one of 7. My dad's one of 4. So lots of aunts and uncles and lots of cousins.
Yeah.
And a lot of my cousins are really like my friends. You know, I have like probably 30 first cousins, and all kind of within 10 years of me, older and younger.
Okay.
So yeah, family stuff growing up, tight family.
Awesome.
A lot of vacations with those cousins. So yeah, when you think about like growing up, those are some memories that I think of.
Awesome.
Just being around family. Yeah.
What did mom and dad do for work?
So my dad did a few different things, and he finally settled on becoming a photographer.
Okay.
When I was, he started off in radio. So let me back that up. So he started off in radio. His first job, he was 15, and got a radio job in Vermont, where he's from. And then he worked in radio. He actually worked at WIBM. He was the morning drive guy until I was born. And those hours really didn't suit a new father.
Yeah.
So he kind of bounced around, did a few jobs, ended up buying a photography studio downtown.
Okay.
When I was probably 7 or 8, it was called Townley Studio, and then he bought that and became a photographer, wedding photographer, portrait photographer, senior photography. And my mom worked at Consumers when I was young. Okay. And then she worked for Hospice of Jackson until my dad started JTV in 2000, and they both my mom jumped right in and did that, and they still are working full time.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is what I love about this, because I am thrown back. So your mom and dad started JTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad started it. So he do you guys remember in the Jackson Crossing? You might be too young, but in the Jackson Crossing where there was the radio station at one point.
Was it down by the pet station, like where the pet store was, or?
See, and I can't even remember where the pet station is. I think so. It's like a fishbowl.
Yeah, so there was like a curve around, and they had that pet store down at
I think the post office area is there now. So when I was in high school, one of my dad's old coworkers called him and was like, "Hey, got this radio station downtown and think you'd be great." So my dad started doing like a 1 to 3 o'clock show for the radio station, probably from like 97 to 99. Wow. The radio station closed because the owner sold the property where the tower was, which is the Grand Golf Course.
Okay.
Long story short, they had brought cameras into to the radio station, so they were like filming him do his radio show in like 98, 99, and he thought, well, Channel 10 has left town, Channel 6 has left town. The only time they come into town is if there's a murder or something crazy, a bank robbery. Yep. So let me come up with this. Let me continue this, and just through a series of hard work and events, was able to start JTV. We had a lot of help and a originally were just on Continental Cable, which was in the city, and then eventually got onto Comcast. And then as the streaming world evolved, now you can find us anywhere. So yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people said it'll never work. And we just celebrated our 25th anniversary in October. So yeah,
congrats.
Yeah.
I love hearing that, because when I hear this isn't going to work, it's nice hearing that it does work for people.
Oh yeah, and it's how he started. It was a 1.5 man operation. A couple interns and doing it all yourself, just like you guys are. So
I would kill for a couple interns. I'm not even gonna lie.
You should get some.
Yeah.
Just call Spring Arbor or Jackson College and say, hey, we need an intern.
That'd be great. They probably know more than I do. So
yeah, so now we do. I mean, interns are a big part of our business now. So yeah, interns are key.
Yep.
okay.
And this is funny. We were just talking about you prior. I know he's watching. Chief Pittman. He just said JTV is awesome.
Appreciate that, Chief.
Yeah. We were just talking about you.
All good things.
Show. All good things.
He gave me a coin once, a Napoleon coin. He's probably laughing, but so anytime I get pulled over in Napoleon, I pull that coin out. Do whatever I want. Napoleon thinks it's cheap.
That's funny. He gave us one. Is that what it was meant for?
No, I don't
I'm
think
kidding.
I get it. That is what it's meant for. I don't know. We'll see. That's how I use it.
That's funny that I was going to ask if your dad influenced you in getting into JTV, but I guess that's yes.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I was after I graduated from Lumen Christi in 2000, and I went to Siena Heights to run track.
Awesome.
Now, I wasn't not a great student. Hated it. Ended up, I was at Siena Heights about 2 years, had an injury from track, and came back home. And I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to do. And I just started working at JTV, doing basically anything, kind of learning the whole business. And then, here we are, I'm 24 years later, really. So I've been involved in some way since 2001.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
I played like what age?
Any. We kind of start from early and then go on.
Okay.
So
Interesting. I lived outside in my driveway playing basketball and playing sports. In the winter, I'd be out by myself. So like when I think about like my childhood, it was playing sports with my friends and all that time that I would spend by myself. We didn't live in a neighborhood. So, you can really walk to a friend's house. So I was always in my driveway, just playing sports and keeping myself entertained for sure.
okay.
Always on the reverse coin here. What is your least favorite childhood memory?
Not going on spring break.
Oh,
Felt like we were the only, my parents will hate hearing this. Felt like we were the only family that stayed in town during spring break. Of course, now that I got older, I realized that's not true. But yeah, I mean, I had a great childhood. I mean, I really did. So, I mean, something silly as that is something that I would think of. But yeah, I can't really think of anything too terrible. But I do remember being home on spring break out in the country with, thinking that, everyone's in Florida. And here we are, staying home. And I don't think we had cable at the time either. So that's funny, but that's probably true.
And then before we move on to school, what was your favorite cereal as a kid?
Fruity Pebbles.
of course.
Right on, finally.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles, and I'll still eat it to this day. But I love cereal. We ate cereal. I preferred cereal for dinner a lot of times. Even into high school, I get home from practice or something and
Eat cereal.
all of it, all the good cereals.
The cans are
And
fine.
I've matured into like Raisin Bran Crunch. If we get Fruity Pebbles at the house, my daughter and I, she's 14. I mean, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I said finally.
What about you guys?
Fruity Pebbles? Yeah, Fruity
obviously.
Pebbles.
Frosted mini wheats.
Okay.
The strawberry one specifically.
Okay.
I was at my grandparents a lot, and I don't know what it was, but that you'd have to let it soak for a little bit because otherwise it would tear your mouth up.
Oh yeah.
Like bad.
Let's see. When I was at my grandparents, the milk was spoiled,
Ah.
so never had that. Never had any cereal. Never had any cereal there. But yeah, God, that's a great question.
So perfect example. That's why we do it live.
I love it.
Yeah,
Like, how many cats was that?
Only 2, believe it or not.
They're nosy. They like to come see what's happening.
Yeah.
Usually they're upstairs.
I had an encounter with a bat this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, downtown, these bats can get in anywhere. And walked in our building this morning, and my brother's standing there. It's like 7:45, and he's holding a pickleball paddle, and I'm like, "Oh man, what's going on?" He's like, "Well, there's a bat." I'm like, "Oh man, I should have just stayed home. I can't stand that." Of course, we had to get it.
Mhm.
We did. It took about an hour, but so today's been a little traumatic for me.
You're not a fan of like flying.
No, not
Okay.
that. No. And
How do you feel about birds?
I don't mind birds.
Okay, so it's the flying rodent type
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure. And indoors,
Yeah.
So I try not to mansplain, but we've asked every single guest that question because I think it shows how you were raised almost like people that were raised on like pops and whatnot might have grew up in not as wealthy of a family,
Sure.
let's say.
Pops were name brand. What
Well,
you talking
well,
about?
you know
You're
what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
corn pops?
Yeah, yeah. So, but out of the 100 people we've interviewed, you are the first person to say Fruity Pebbles. I'm like, finally,
I love it,
man.
yeah.
Like that is a couple people said Captain Crunch. We're like,
We have that too, but Fruity Pebbles is one.
Our joke was, do you not like the top of your
Yeah.
mouth? Like
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. Yeah, I had some mouth bleeds from that when I was a kid for sure.
Oh yeah.
Man. So moving into school, who was the most influential person in your life at that time?
I'd probably say my parents still, but I had a lot of great coaches, and I mean, I lived and breathed sports, and a lot of my friends' parents were coaches, and then as I get into high school, you really lean on those coaches. I had some great coaches, and I coach basketball now, and get a lot of what. I think I pour back a lot of what I learned from some of those mentors into the kids I coach. But I was fortunate to be surrounded with a great group of friends, parents, and good people. So I'd say my mom and dad, my grandma, for sure. She very close to her. So yeah, she would be one as well.
Awesome.
What was your favorite subject in like early school?
Gym class.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
But if I had to pick something, I'd still pick gym class.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
I love that.
probably history though, like history or social studies or something like that.
Anything like any area of history specifically?
Not so much, I've gotten into more like as I get older, I kind of look back at some of you don't pay too much attention when you're in school, and then you think we're 24 years past 9/11. What if I was reading about 9/11? So I'm kind of into maybe some more recent history, if that makes sense.
Right.
It does.
Yeah.
Like more
It
current
does.
events
For
type
sure.
things.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No politics though. I don't go near politics. I try not to watch the news.
Yep.
It's like I almost don't participate in it. Obviously, I'm aware of politics and whether it's locally or nationally, but it's just not a good brain space for me. So I tend to stay away from it.
When it's pertinent and important, right? That's about it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's hard to tell what is and what isn't,
Mhm.
right? Because everything you're hearing and then now it's to the point where it's like, whether we're scrolling on Facebook or what, I don't even know what I'm looking at is true. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep, that's why we stay nonpartisan here.
like that.
Like truly, because so everybody can listen both
For
ways
sure.
or whatever, but also because I'm not so like this guy's right or this guy's right. So there's
Sure.
somebody in the middle's got to be right.
No,
So,
I'm just regular person.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't, and I hate that too, right? Like, I mean, you look at like what politics is kind of done, no matter what side you're on, it's turned friends against each other, family against each other.
Yep.
That's not something I ever want to be a part of.
so,
Right.
exactly.
And I think it's funny that you do broadcasting and you say you don't really watch the news.
Yeah,
So that's
the thing.
interesting.
It is, yeah. Well, I mean, everything we do at JTV it's 100% positive, right?
Mhm.
So I don't have to get into too much of the negative stuff, which
Right.
I do enjoy.
That is our fixation on what we're doing. Is even the bad part of the story, it ends good. Like
Yeah.
we just want good
For
news.
sure.
Like I don't want to hear no.
Well,
bad
then
stuff.
people can learn from the types of bad
Yep.
stuff that we hear.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Was there a favorite teacher?
Oh wow, yeah, I would. I hope I don't make anyone mad. My favorite teacher was also my track coach, Dave Miller.
Okay.
He was awesome. He was kind of one of the first teachers that I think kind of just talk to you. I guess more normal, right? Like like on the same level,
Right.
thing. So I would have to say Dave Miller. Yeah, he was good. He was a biology teacher. He helped me live through that, but also he was my track coach in high school, and we became pretty close. So yeah, I would say he would be one. I had another math teacher that was pretty good, Pat Neville, but because he was really good too. And a lot of my coaches were teachers, and I always was close to them for sure. But I had so many. I mean, even when I was in grade school, like I loved every single teacher I had. For sure.
I feel like there's a lot of overlap with coaches being math or science teachers.
Isn't that?
Like, or sometimes history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's like the three subjects that they're mainly like coach and teacher, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Geez, I just drew a blank. I apologize. So did you have a normal high school experience, such as like prom and stuff like that, going to dances and everything like that?
I think I did. I think I got so much out of my high school experience for sure. Yeah, definitely. I did. Yeah, a lot of great friends. I was pretty lucky. I am pretty lucky. And had great quality of life and surrounded by some great people. So yeah, I did. Of course, it's amazing how long ago that was. But yeah, definitely. Now my daughter's a freshman, so it's amazing how those memories kind of come back, right? And you're trying to steer her in the right direction, of course, because we all know how we were idiots, right? Yeah. You talk to anyone, they were an idiot in high school.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So trying to navigate that, and it's interesting.
Clearly going to Lumen Christi, but I shouldn't say clearly. I'm still trying to learn that. Was God always a part of your life?
Yeah, we grew up Catholic. So ever since I can remember, we went to church. So and always went to Queens. Still go to Queens, not as often as I should. But yeah, my grandma was very involved in the church, and my mom was a little bit as well. But yeah, always.
That's what I love about this. Out of everybody we've interviewed, like seriously, I don't hear a lot about God from a lot of people.
Sure.
Everybody I've interviewed, God's been a part of their story.
That's cool.
It's like I love hearing
that's
that.
cool.
God is the reason I'm sober. So
I love to hear that.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I love that. No, I have to ask you: are you really a painter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I had to ask that.
Yep.
I see the PPG, so I know you're legit.
Yeah. He did automotive painting for a while.
Okay.
Yep. That's so I met Phil way long ago when I was getting out of drug court.
Okay.
And actually Susan Beebe's going to come on too.
Oh,
I'm excited about that. But, I got out of drug court. Phil, I give him a lot of credit for my success, but I worked for him for a little bit, left, and did my own thing. But then I became his painter for probably 3 years.
Very cool. Yeah, great guy. Known him forever. He was always a huge supporter of me and JTV, and great guy.
Yes, he is. Yep. I worked my ass off for this, but he was a big part of this.
And
sure.
I mean,
people have to take a chance on you, right?
Yep.
Help you believe in yourself, right?
So the name is kind of transformed. I like the way my sister put it the best. She said something like the prisoner represents like something holding you back or something that was like a barrier, and the painter's like painting your own reality. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're actually really happy with it. Originally, it was gonna be him painting, like doing painting videos, and then it morphed into this.
Yeah, well, this is better.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
It's more fun.
Yes, it is.
So you went to college, Siena Heights.
I went to Siena Heights.
Where is that?
That's in Adrian.
Oh,
They're actually closing this year.
Really?
Like a lot of small colleges are. Yeah, they announced that they were closing. But yeah, went there to run track. Met some great people. Even some people that were in my wedding. Down there. Was there just 2 years. Never finished school.
Okay.
And then came back and. I look up, and like I said, I've been working at JTV, became part owner about 7 years ago.
Congrats.
Thank you. And here we are.
Awesome.
So my question is, you went to run track. Did you like major, minor in anything? What you plan to do? Or
When I was in high school, I thought I wanted to be a college track coach. My uncle, Bill, was a college track coach at Hillsdale College for almost 30 years. So I kind of grew up thinking that'd be cool. I was a track athlete, good track athlete. I loved my Uncle Bill's job, what he got to do. I thought that might be something I want to do. But when I left Siena Heights, that kind of became out of the picture. It might have worked had I stayed at Siena Heights, maybe became a grad assistant and worked my way up that way. But it turned, looking back now, I probably didn't want to be a college track coach as much as I thought I did when I was 17, 18, 19.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. So what specific track event did you do? Did you do like short bursts, long bursts? Did you do cross country?
So I was a high jumper.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my claim to fame. I was a high jumper, but sprints and high jump. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Was there a favorite college professor or anything like that before?
We had my track coach. He taught bicycling, which was, again, I was not a great student. Our baseball coach down there, he taught sports psychology, and I enjoyed that. But
cool.
Yeah, my time at Siena, I'm not going to be able to give you. I can tell you a couple other classes I hated, but I'm not going to be able to give you a great answer on that. Yeah, it wasn't. My focus was not necessarily in the right place when I was down there either.
Gotcha. Before we move on to the next part of your life, is there anything let's say you had 30 people in this room that knows you very well. Is there anything from this part of your life that they wouldn't know about you that you'd like to share?
That's an interesting question. Probably like that during my time leaving Siena Heights and like talking to my track coach, it was almost like big time letting him down, letting myself down, letting my family down. I felt a lot of that at that time. So, and not really, not something that I normally would share or think about, but yeah, that's probably it. Like leaving was harder than people would know.
Might have thought. Yeah,
for sure.
Yep. No, I clearly this is to show stories and to show inspiration, but it's also to show like people that are watching or will watch that know you. It's also to show them something that they might not know about you.
For sure.
So,
yeah.
I
don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
So did you have any like random hobbies that you may not still do that you just kind of picked up along the way growing up?
Man. I tried to play the guitar for a little bit. I have a friend who's in a band, and when we were kind of probably ages 20 to 25, he was starting to play gigs here and there, and so I would have him teach me songs. I'm a big Dave Matthews fan.
Okay.
And so I would say that a little bit, but yeah, not so much. Not really. Golf is huge. Yeah, probably I would say golf. I picked that up later in life, and
Okay.
yeah, so play a lot of golf in the summer.
After Siena Heights, you go directly to JTV, or was there a job right after that?
Actually, yeah, there was a job right after that.
Awesome.
So, and most people not believe this, but yeah, so I got a job so we were redoing our building downtown at the time, and the contractor at the time asked me if I wanted to work for him. So me and my buddy worked for him, we're 19, 20, and we would go, he had a contract with the city to do kind of these small updates on low income homes in the city that the city would pay for, whether it's putting up weather stripping, changing, and I had no experience doing any of this whatsoever. Changing doorknobs, insulation, and going in people's houses. They don't want you in there.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But my friend, he's still in construction to this day, and he's awesome. But yeah, I always joke I gave him the start in construction. That didn't work out, and then basically picked up a camera and started working for my dad, and started off basically just filming stuff, and then eventually getting into sales, which I do a lot of now, and now I do a little bit of everything there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So they opened in 2001.
2002. Yeah, 2001.
Well, okay. So 25 years ago, roughly, right?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, 25 years ago in October. So
Awesome.
2000. But it was kind of just did a couple shows, and then in kind of 2001 picked it up, and we tried to grow a little bit every year.
So I'm trying to did 9/11 have anything to do with trying to start a positive local news outlet?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think what it had to do with, back in the day, you had Channel 10 in town and you had Channel 6 in town, and they bailed and just covered Lansing. And my dad, with his media background, thought that Jackson was big enough that it needed its own voice, and I think that's kind of how that started.
I just was curious if it was like a precipitating event or.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So I clearly you're not your dad's, but I still want to ask, what do you think was the most challenging part when you guys first started off?
Well, convincing people, right? Like, and you have to sell, right?
Mhm.
You have to sell this idea to people,
Yep.
Advertise on this, and it's a brand new thing, right? So people are like, what?
Yeah.
What is this? What are you gonna do? You're gonna do a talk show? You're gonna have a TV station? What?
Yeah.
So I think convincing people that to support us really was the number one thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. First they'll laugh at you,
Mhm.
then they'll ignore you, and then they'll join you.
Yep.
So I'll never forget hearing that when I was younger, and that couldn't have been more the case than was with JTV.
Awesome, man. How are you guys liking being downtown?
I love being downtown. It's great.
Okay.
And we've been, my dad's had that building since 1987 or 88.
Oh, so we've always owned it then.
Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah. So I grew up going down there with them on Saturdays and stuff, and so I've seen the change in downtown
Yeah.
to where there was nothing but tumbleweeds, and we had Save a Lot where Bellanote is, and then Otello's was a restaurant where Oak and Iron is now, but there was not a lot, right? Like there was not a lot. So getting to see all the changes. That's been pretty cool, and we've been right in the heart of Michigan Ave the whole time.
How do you feel about Pickle Barrel opening back up?
Yeah, I wish they opened right back up,
Right where they
next
were?
door.
Yeah.
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 That would have been great.
Mhm.
Yeah, I loved having them right next door to us. So yeah, it's crazy to think it was 8 years since they closed to reopen. But yeah, I'm hearing great things. So
Oh, you haven't been back yet?
I have not been
I
back yet.
have not either.
Actually, Sharon and Maggie were supposed to be on my show on Monday, so I think they're going to come on next week. So I'm looking forward to it. My parents went to their soft opening and loved it. So I think it's great. I love locally owned restaurants. I wish more people would support them,
Mhm.
and hopefully they'll do well. I'm sure they will.
Yep. So you get into this. I guess so. Clearly, this is what we're trying to do as well. So this will be good for us to learn.
Yeah.
But what was your first job for JTV? You said camera shoot.
Yeah, basically,
cameraman?
like if we needed like filming, so I'd be like a sideline camera on sports.
Okay.
So that was really the first thing. Or if we needed some B-roll footage to go along with an interview, I'd go out with the camera. The most basic of jobs whatsoever. So that was really the first thing I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it kind of morphed into, as once we got a website, which was a racket at the time, right? Like who didn't get ripped off in the early 2000s buying a website or having a web developer?
Mhm.
Kind of decided that I wanted to increase all of our sports programming and content, and what would I have liked to have seen when I was in high school? If I was an athlete, what would I like to see online?
Mhm.
So kind of just continued to develop and build like our sports side of things, because that's what I knew was sports. And so kind of do that a little bit to this day. But we have great people that kind of run our sports department now that have kind of taken. There really a couple of them were right there from the start, and they're just like-minded, and so it's great. Our website numbers are incredible. Last month we had 247,000 visitors on our website in November, so we're putting out a lot of content, a lot of positive content, and so it's good.
Cool.
So that was really the first job.
Awesome.
You're good. Please interrupt me.
Um,
I need to stop talking.
No.
This is great.
I'm curious. You said you started was it like public cable access?
So it's leased access,
Okay.
technically. So it's not public. It's not public access. It's completely different. It's leased. So we pay Comcast monthly for our channel.
Okay.
Yeah, for the cable channel.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I share this story, but then it'll make sense when I ask the question.
Okay.
So my dad was the coach, right? and I would drive with my dad to practice. Me and my dad would be late. I'd have to run laps because I was late, even though my dad was the coach, right?
Yeah.
Do you think your dad maybe was a little harder on you at work to try to make you better because you're his kid, or do you think he treated you just like any other employee?
I think he probably trusted me. So, but I totally get that.
Yeah.
I coach my daughter,
Okay.
and she gets made an example of.
Yep.
You know, it's a family business, so I think like there were a lot of family discussions that were hard, especially in the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I would do some of the grunt stuff that nobody wanted to do for sure, but it wasn't tough really.
Yeah.
It wasn't. No, I wouldn't say he was too tough in that. It was more like, hey, we need you to do this.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we need help. We need you to do this. So
Something to rely on.
yeah, I didn't always, you know, and even when I first started, I'm like, do I want to do this? Like, I don't know. What am I gonna do? And then just, you know, through continuous growth and, you know, us getting better, you know, came to fall in love with it and started giving it my all.
Awesome.
So was there ever anything that was like silly or super fun that when you were first filming you went and did and it just kind of like tickled you, I guess?
We yeah, we have one of our longtime employees, Noah. We were filming a little segment at the fair, and in like I don't know, I guess you'd call it what would you call it? Like I think it's called like the Gumper exhibit, but it's like where
The Gumper building.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're in there, and they used to have like almost like home show setups or
Yep.
whatever. And there was an outdoor one that had a pond and a fountain. And Noah, who was new with us, he sat on the bench, took his shoes and boots off, and stepped into it and just fell right on his ass. And that's like a clip we still look at to this day.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's been some stuff, you know, you catch stuff on camera and like people are like, you didn't hear that, did you? No, we didn't. Yeah, no big deal. But yeah, I mean, we've had some like, you know, when going back and looking at 25 years, especially when we first started, we had some weird dancing performers on that were like, it's hilarious when you watch it now, but yeah, probably Noah falling in that little pond in front of fair goers was probably my most favorite thing I've ever filmed. So
before we get into your part of like, you know, you doing the broadcasting and you on the camera, one more question, I guess. You said that you did the sports thing, or you started the sports thing, and you know, and you were filming and all that. Was it hard to turn over that to somebody else?
No, because of the people we had that were just as passionate about it as me. Awesome. So, and it almost became kind of a necessity, as you know, as I had a daughter, I wasn't spending as much time at night when sporting events happen. So no, it wasn't really, no, it wasn't. And that just speaks to the people we have.
Yeah, it does.
We have good people.
Yeah,
for sure. I hope they're watching.
Yeah. I guess I did miss a part of your story. When did you get married?
2007, right in the recession.
Awesome.
And people think the recession was 2008. It was 2007, because I will tell you, we should have got more money from our gas. I'm telling you. I can tell you it was the recession in 2007. Yeah, so 2007. So what is that? 18 years this August. Yeah.
Congrats.
You got any big plans for your 20th?
I don't know. You know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what. But yeah, we always try. My wife Stephanie and I, we always try and do something. We've had some great trips over the years due to her work. Like we've gotten to go to Hawaii a couple times.
Nice.
Lots of trips to California. I've been to Key West 4 times through some of her sales trips. So we've definitely got to travel quite a bit.
Do you have any advice for a long marriage?
That's great. How much time do we have?
As much as you want.
It is a 100% a partnership. Right? Like you have to there's give and take for sure. And I think you may have to change some of your habits and some of the habits are probably good that you change, but you have to work together for sure. You have to work together. I think once we have one child, she's a freshman, and it's like our life just revolves around whatever she's doing. So that's entertaining, and that's really what keeps us busy. But we were engaged. We dated for 5 years before we got engaged. We were really like great friends to begin with, and so patience. Don't do anything stupid. Really, that's it. Don't do anything stupid, and you're good, right? You won't get mad if he doesn't do anything stupid.
I think that's vice versa too.
But you probably hold a bit more to the cards.
Yeah, a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I think it's constant work though, right? It's constant. I mean, you live in the same space. Once in a while you are going to get annoyed with each other, and that's okay, right? I will pose as a marriage counselor for money.
So it's interesting though, because the amount of time that you dated before you got married was 5 years.
Yeah.
That's how long we've been together. And we met and got married a month later.
My parents got married like 3 months. I think they got either engaged. I think they got engaged that's different for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But mine's the more traditional, safer route. But back in the day, I think that used to happen all the time. People would meet and get married, and boom, there you go. So how long were you guys? Had you met before you got married?
Like a month. Like we got married
maybe a month.
maybe a little over, maybe a little under.
I met her. We got married in a month.
So we met 2020, the day before Mother's Day. We didn't talk for a week. A week later, we were inseparable. We got married in July, the day before my birthday.
Did you have any naysayers at the time?
People were mad that we hung out all the time and we weren't hanging out with our friends.
That happens. Yeah, that happens. That's their problem.
Our parents were totally on board.
Well, that's cool.
Well, and
wild, actually.
Yeah.
And this clearly isn't about us right now, but I was a drunk POS for a long time, and to me, marriage truly proved to me that if somebody loves you, they will just stick around. Because before her, I was a drunk, just like I was with her when I first got with her. Left by every woman that I ever talked to, and it's like I know what true love is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Cheers to 30, 40, 50 more years.
If he survives that one. Because of health and lifestyle choices, not because of violence.
Okay, so perfect. So you worked there, man. You did your filming. You now have a show, right?
Yeah. So we started that in 2020. Just a couple months before you guys might get married. So when everything shut down, it's like, what the hell, or what is going on? Lay people off. Like, how are we going to make money? Businesses aren't going to pay us to advertise their product when they're closed. What the heck are we going to do? So I decided we'd start this morning show, and it originally was basically like just the COVID news and updates, like what's open, what's closed, health department, what's going on. No one knew what the hell's going on. And then it kind of just turned into like your breakfast style show, and it's more casual than laid back. And we have usually 3 to 4 guests every morning, and just try and make them feel comfortable. And it's a good time. I love doing it. But I would have never done that had COVID not happened. I think we started governor shut everything down, and then 2 days later we had a morning show. Yeah,
I know 2 guests that would make a heck of a guest.
Well, I think sure. I can't nearly give you as much time as you've given me, but I think we should have you guys on for sure. So we're gonna make that happen.
I would appreciate that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I was always told the worst you'll ever hear is no. I mean, and I've lived by that.
We can book it right now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, but
let's go. What are you guys doing tomorrow morning?
Coming on your show. No, how do you prepare for a broadcast?
So I'll tell you, my mom is she's really the producer of it. She books all the guests and stuff like that. And, she's got all the ads listed for each show. So my prep is, honestly, I work best under the tight clock. So from like 8 a.m. to 8:40, I'm cramming for the test. Just make sure I have, the right questions I'm going to ask, the stuff I'm going to talk about during our open. But like you guys know, after doing it many times it becomes a lot easier. And, you know, sometimes I get something that I've had on so many times, I don't need any notes. So the hardest part and the most prep is if I'm having someone on that I've never met before. So but yeah, really honestly, like 8 a.m. to 8:40, we have a production meeting at 8:40 and then we go live at 9.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do know who's coming on. Like we have a calendar, so I can, you know, I can look ahead. But I'm doing so many other things throughout the day after the show that sometimes I don't think about the show until 8 a.m. the day of the show.
Right.
Sometimes when I invite people on, they're like, "Oh, you don't want to ask me any questions?" I'm like, "Well, I got the basis of what you do, and like it's not lack of preparation. I got my same kind of questions that I do for childhood to high school, and then I just tweak the end of
like not to cut you off, but like you, I mean, I think, and you guys have probably found that, you know, based on what I'm giving you as a response, you guys can come up with questions based on what I'm talking about, and the more of a conversational tone is, you know, that's what I like.
Well, and we like it better because I know we were talking about it before, but you know, 1, where were you born? 2, reading down, I was like, I don't like the feeling. It don't even feel right.
Right, but you want, you know, when you start, you want to make sure that you're, you know, because you don't have any experience, right? You want to make sure you're. You know.
So a lot of times he doesn't even tell me what the people do.
Really?
And then when I find out, I'm like, I have like 5,000 questions, like right now, like what about this? What about this? What about that? And I'm like, I need to reel that in. But I also like going like by the fly in my seat, you know, like just
I'm the same way.
It's more authentic, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
How do you connect with your audience?
I try and just be real, like be myself, be genuine. I try and, this sounds silly, but treat people the way I would want to be treated. I treat, you know, I don't care about anyone's job title or job status or anything like that. I'm going to treat everyone the same way. And kind of learned that growing up. I won't say I practiced that growing up, but you know, as I got older, realized that, you know, we're all the same. Yeah.
What do you do if you mess up on air? Like I don't even know what a mess up would be. But.
So just keep move on, right? You know, saying someone's name wrong or something, you might get nervous for a second. But since we're live, there's really nothing I can do. So I would just, and I'll just, oops, you know, I'll read something wrong and we'll just make a joke of it.
Yeah. What I've learned is I'll get to stuttering and I'm like, in my head, I have to literally stop myself and like breathe. Continue.
And my advice for that is no one knows that that's going on other than you. It's all natural. You know what I mean?
And I'm freaking myself
maybe
out.
You know.
He probably does.
Maybe you know.
I told him.
But no one's thinking about that.
I told him it's not a big deal, and then I actually sent him a video of Obama speaking and stuttering.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
like
funny.
addressing people.
And normally, like the guest is more nervous than you guys are, so they're not picking up.
I don't know. Some people got some big energy.
Really?
They're like really bright, big people, and you know, we're inviting them into our home.
Sure.
And it's sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm super nervous. Like they seem all big and hard, and I'm like, oh, they're sweet. They're a sweetheart. But
your perception, right? You know, and who knows what their perception is.
Right.
What's the biggest challenge to you personally right now during your morning shows?
It's a great question. Probably not mailing it in or acting like I'm riding a bike, but like actually, you know, coming up with new stuff and making sure that I give the same energy every single day. You know, I have to be sharp every single morning, and make sure that I'm the exact same person every single morning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like I fixated too much on just your morning show. What else do you do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
So I do the morning shows Monday through Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So I do 4 live shows a week.
Right on.
And then the rest of the day I'm selling, doing operations, day-to-day stuff, managing.
Cool.
Right now, and we're in basketball season, so thankful to my staff. I usually am gone around 3 o'clock so I can get over to practice. But that's something I just absolutely love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So selling, like trying to get
selling
more-
ads, right?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
calling up Coca-Cola and saying,
Like, yo,
"Hey,
dude.
Nathan's got you on here right now. Let's do something."
Yes, sir.
But yeah, working with local businesses, right? And I've met a lot of great friends. That's how, met Phil. Phil's been a client,
Yep.
advertiser of ours. We have a lot of great advertisers. So maintaining those relationships, being authentic with them, and honest with everybody. But yeah, so I have a lot of people that I talk to throughout the week, training new staff, things like that. I have a little hand in everything for the most part. So yeah, a lot going on.
So I'm guessing you probably like most of your guests, but let's say a guest comes on and you don't see eye to eye with them. How do you
Sure.
practice like being objective or being like
Yeah,
impartial?
I mean, they'll be once in a while, right? It'll be like, well, why is this person on? Right? I thought they were banned.
Yeah.
We don't have any. Well,
Well,
we might.
Okay.
I can fake it, just to be honest with you.
Yep.
I mean, I know. I mean, it's fine. This is rare, right? Like, not everyone who comes on, they're gonna think that. Very rare.
Yep.
Will that happen? Very, very rarely do we have that type of guest, or that's a person on the show. I mean, you have some, you're gonna have personality conflicts with some people, no matter what. But just do the best you can. Don't make it personal.
out of the 100 guests, I've honestly only had a problem with one.
Really?
So yeah, so just so I get it, like the numbers, they're far more great than theirs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a problem anyway either, but
No, it
I'm
wasn't.
anxious to hear what this was.
it was just communication styles,
Yeah.
one word
right.
answers, things like that.
No.
It-
The worst,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that is hard. Like if I have like a student on or something, you ask them this long question and then they say yes. So,
I agree.
I need to fill 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
Could you give me a couple sentences back to back? That can be a challenge of interviewing kids for sure.
Do you ever get anybody who's like, I don't know what to do with my hands?
All the time. That's a big joke that people do. Yeah, that's
I-
a big joke people say. People do that all the time. Yeah.
I still have that problem
Yeah.
all the time. I'm always like,
But we're also very
well, and I talk with my
I
hands.
do too.
So,
Yeah, I do too. That's like, I keep holding this diet. Caffeine free for me tonight.
Yeah, I keep taking a sip to try to do something with my hands.
I usually, I talk with my hands a lot, but I usually just kind of have them right here. Like that.
okay. Are you a thumb twiddler?
No,
No.
That's what I should
no,
do.
but I constantly am flipping papers,
Ah.
and that's all. I'm not looking at what's on the paper. It's just like a nervous little habit
Gotcha.
constantly.
Okay.
I have an iPad in front of me that I literally never use. It's just in front of me, just to it's like a little security blanket.
Okay.
I'm a pen clicker, but we can't
Oh, yeah.
do it on here because I
Silent. They have silent clicky pens.
Really?
By the way, I do.
Christmas is coming up.
Mhm. What is your morning routine or ritual like at home? How you prep to go into work? Like, how do you set yourself up to be the same and successful every single day, and being who you want to be?
Yeah, so it's pretty routine. I've taken my daughter to school almost every day since she was in preschool.
Awesome.
So I drop her off at school and then I head downtown, and that's just the routine, right?
Cool.
Making sure she's got all her crap. As she's getting older, she's a lot better at that. But yeah, that's my routine. It's always been that way. Drop her off at school, right to work, park right out in front of the building, go in, get right to work.
Do you do breakfast, coffee?
No, I do no breakfast ever, unless it's like a Saturday and something's going on. But no, I don't eat before the show. I flip back and forth. I love Diet Coke, so I will crack that in the morning. Like, I live in the South.
Yeah.
I'll do black coffee. I was on this espresso kick where I was drinking like a double shot over ice.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that for like 6 months. And then I was kind of crashing from that a little bit. So I'm trying to drink more water. But yeah, Diet Coke or coffee, for sure.
Don't want to get too political, but this is probably with the new parking thing.
That's fine.
Do you see that impacting JTV in any way?
Well, it's annoying for our employees.
That's
you know what I mean? And I think that's the problem that a lot of people are having, like, especially the restaurants. Where are my employees going to park?
Yeah.
And that type of thing, or visitors, right? Like if you guys came down to be on my show at 9:30 on a Tuesday and came back here
Mhm.
and then went over to Jackson Coffee Company at 3:00, you've technically been downtown parked for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I
Even
know.
if you move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in it, even if you move your vehicle,
Right.
it still counts as 2 hours.
Yeah.
Technically not parked, but I mean, I could just
Well-
sit in the driver's seat.
Well, I that's what the
Yeah,
issue is
so
eating.
yeah, I mean it really the city does have a free lot for downtown employees that is
Cool.
kind of behind Town Bar and the Foundry.
Yeah.
It's a couple block walk for people. You know, I tell people once in a while, it's like, I mean, imagine if you had to live in Chicago or Detroit and park there and then walk. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But I think it's going to change. I think there's going to be too many people up in arms over it. And it does it help the small businesses? No. How could it? Right. You know, will it deter some people away from downtown because that's how people are? Yes. So I do think something needs to be changed. It's definitely a talking point downtown right now.
Mhm.
And I used to get a lot of parking tickets. I finally bought a parking pass in one of the lots because I'm like, I'm gonna get over $500 worth of tickets in a year. No doubt am I gonna do that. I was probably almost doing that anyways. So I did buy, but it's a pain, especially in the winter, right? Like, but you know, there's some thought to it too. Like, should our employees at JTV be out parked in front of Lean Rocket Lab and the coffee shop when, you know, we're not the customers of that store? But again, someone's always going to be parking there. So I don't know what the solution is. I would like to see maybe like it could even be a metered lot, but something like Ann Arbor has or whatever, where it's like a couple dollars and someone could park there.
Right,
for
like
the
they
whole
have that
day.
ePark app actually.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's a big lot, you can park there, you pay whatever, maybe $2, maybe $1.25.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. Because some people, I mean, you know, you think of maybe you were coming down to paint. And you're going to be there 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, what am I going to tell you to park?
Yeah, exactly.
Should I tell you to go to the city and get a day pass for $10? You're not going to want to.
No,
I'm not going to want to deliver that bad news.
Yeah.
Parking's not always, but it's been an issue. I don't know what the solution is. Yeah.
What's that thing where businesses will verify parking, where you get like the little thingy and you go in and they like
like if you're in, you know, if you have like a doctor's appointment somewhere in like a bigger city, and they'll pay you for. We don't have that.
well, that would be nice.
It would. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, okay. So like we have a parking garage. I have lived here my entire life and I have never even stepped foot in that parking
The
garage.
one by consumers?
Yes. So I don't know if that's for consumers, if that's
I think I'll have to look into this for you, but I believe anyone can park there. Because there's two really. And one is for city parking. I don't know what the time limit is on that. But yeah, I do. I think that is available for public parking.
and if there's the lot that's literally like right across from the Foundry and Town Bar and all that.
That's
like
the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that parking structure, honestly, I've been saying we should get like those little scooters that like Ann Arbor
I
has.
think they've looked into that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
See,
think they've looked into that.
I wouldn't say solution, but like I said, we're nonpartisan. My only thing is that if it goes towards something good like it's supposed to, I have no problem paying $10. Like my quarrel is not even with the money. My quarrel is where's the money gonna end up.
Yeah.
Because we have a good track record of misappropriating funds. So I don't want to.
I get that.
So that is because I have no problem paying money. Like really, I don't.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I go to Ann Arbor, I pay the same. I pay the same.
Well, I would say maybe not using funding for what we should.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
For me, I don't like the paying to park, like for, you know, our guests, or, you know, if you're going downtown and going out to lunch, you know, I wouldn't want to, like, if you guys were from out of town and we were going to go to wherever, anywhere, Dirty Bird, wherever. Are they a sponsor of the show? They could be.
Hopefully soon.
You know, I wouldn't want to say, hey, we're going to be here for 4 hours. Go get yourself a $10 pass. So I don't like that part of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or maybe like visitor passes for certain businesses that
And
will have heavier traffic that'll stay for
I
longer
know.
periods of time.
But I think the number one problem that small business owners see is for their employees and
Yeah.
obviously their customers. And I get it
Yep.
for sure. I mean, we're not retail. People are coming in for a half hour at a time max.
Yeah.
If I was in retail and I had, if I have someone shopping at my store and they're there for 45 minutes, maybe they're not going to stop at some other stores because their time is up.
Or what if they're handicapped?
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've been parked. They've moved to 2 or 3 different handicap spots, but
Yeah.
it may take them longer to load and unload. It may
I
take
know.
them longer to navigate the community. Like,
Right.
Well, and parking already sucked down there anyways.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's hard. I mean, and I tell you what, back in the day, it didn't.
Okay.
There was no one down there.
Yeah.
So you park wherever you want. Leave it out there all day.
Yeah.
No one was coming down. So yeah, it's a growing pains problem. I don't know what the solution is. I happen to think, I don't know anything, but I happen to believe that something will change.
Yeah.
I just don't see this release. I just don't see it saying. I don't know anyone that is loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't heard nobody say I'm for it.
Yeah. It's a big Facebook topic right now.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
I learn my news from memes, and the scanner page and 3 other Jackson centered pages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah, there's plenty of it out there.
Yeah.
So before we ask our wrap-up question,
Okay.
which are the same for every single guest, I have one more question.
Okay.
What is the most satisfying or the most the
Fulfilling.
fulfilling part of your job?
When the way people react to some of the things we've done, right? Like some of our coverage that we've done, whether it's sports or maybe we highlighted, an event a certain way, just the way that makes people feel. I love that, because it's all positive. Like anything that we're doing is positive. So, seeing our effort affect the outcome for someone else in a positive way.
It's funny. I feel like I drew a lot of inspiration off you guys unconsciously.
Sure.
We've seen you guys at the MLK dinner. You guys
Okay.
were broadcasting that.
Okay.
George Lyons asked me to be on his podcast.
Okay.
He ended up not letting me be on his podcast. And just thinking in hindsight, I'm like, maybe that's where some of this came from. Like I see the
Interesting.
camera, maybe
Yeah.
unsubconscious.
Yeah.
Unconsciously.
I mean, or if you're fans of podcasts, if you're watching certain podcasts and some of your content across your feed are podcast clips. Maybe that's what it's
Honestly,
from.
I really don't. I watch a lot of the Am I the Asshole videos.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah.
For podcasts.
Really?
I mean, I'll check out one if someone's like, "Hey,
Sure.
this is really cool. It's informative." But I'm a knowledge seeker or
Okay.
stories. I like stories.
I'm more of a book listener because I have Audible. I don't read books, but I
Okay.
listen to books.
And I
Okay,
read. I
cool.
can't listen to it
Really?
unless it's
Yeah.
there's a video and pictures and
How's that work?
I can't. And then my set of wrap up questions. Is
Okay.
there anything that I didn't ask that I should have? Is there anything I missed?
I don't know. Not that I can think of. I mean, I didn't come in with I want to make sure I say this or
Yeah.
anything like that, or I hope you ask, hope you guys ask me.
Mhm.
So no, I thought we had a cool conversation.
That means we did our job right. Awesome.
For sure.
What is your definition of success?
No, this is the one question I knew you were going to ask
Yeah.
me, and I've been thinking about it for
Yeah.
a couple weeks, and I don't think I can pinpoint it into one particular thing. But based on kind of hopefully some of what I've talked about today, is enjoying what you do every day, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't enjoy what you do every day, what is your mind like, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it would, definition of success is my family, my daughter, my wife, having a job that allows me to meet so many people and get to meet you guys and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
I think being able to enjoy what you do, and really enjoying it. And one thing I did think of last week when you asked me that was when I got to the point where I really stopped worrying about what other people thought of me or thought about what I was doing or how I am.
Yeah.
Once you can let go of that, which probably took me over 30 years, right, to finally be, I don't know if you call that being comfortable in your own skin, but not worrying and thinking about, if you're being judged. So that's kind of my definition of success.
That's really you, though.
Yeah.
That's you thinking about what they're thinking about you.
100%.
So you're putting what you think subconsciously
100%. Yeah.
on them, and that's not
and
cool.
I think once I realized that my perception of what you guys think of me is probably not your actual perception of what you think of me. And, I don't know, subconsciously or not, being worried about what people think of me or being worried about stuff like that. And that can always be, in a negative way. Why would I put that on myself? So I don't know, maybe that's just how I was wired, but I feel like I've been free of that for quite a while now.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's so like
easier said than done, right?
I love everybody's story, and I really do love people, but there's a lot of people like Chief Pittman, you. There's a couple people that you hang around with 7 bums, you're going to be the 8th. You hang around with 7 millionaires, you're going to be the 8th. There's people like you that like I draw to because I want to be like you or like Chief Pittman because I see what you guys are doing compared to
personality traits and things about people that there's a pattern that he notices.
For sure. Yeah, and you're getting to know. Yeah, you're getting to know like what makes people tick a little bit, and something from our conversation you may think of something 6 months down the line or whatever, who knows?
Well,
and I probably got more out of this than you guys because I get to meet 2 people doing what they want to do, doing their dream. I can't wait to have you on my show so I can ask you about some of your stuff and ask you guys about that fateful day at the Hot and Now in Sturgis.
Oh,
yeah, no, no, but really, I see you, and you want what I have, or you have what I want, and I just draw closer to people like that. Because, like I said, shop rat, painter, all these things that I was, I don't want to be anymore. This is what I want to be. Not necessarily an interviewer, but not being able to dress nice every day, or whatever.
Well, if I could give you any advice, it would just be to keep doing what you're doing and don't stop.
Thank you.
Don't stop.
Perfect. Are you happy with the way you told your story?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah,
perfect.
I don't have a choice. Is Pittman still listening? Did he bail?
I don't know. No, actually, believe it or not, he watches almost every one of my shows.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think the more people that you have on, like obviously, people will connect. People that know me will see it. And that's kind of how you continue to grow your following, right?
Well, and it's like, so we had Boers on out in Napoleon, love Craig. So until Pittman came on, Craig wouldn't come on because he was like, I don't know. But then Pittman came on, Craig's like, okay, I guess I'll come. And that's how it's been working for me.
Well, I hope to get some more people.
Yes. So my 2 wrap-up questions.
Oh, I was ready to sign this day.
If you now met younger you, would you get along and vice versa? Do you think younger you would like you now?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think younger me would be proud of older me. And but older me would, definitely have some strong advice for younger me and do some things differently. Make some change, do things differently. But I'm happy where I am now. I think so.
Okay. If you had one word that would sum up your entire journey from where you started, where you are now, and where you think you will end up, has to be a real word, has to be one word, what would that be?
I don't want to give you the wrong word.
It could be anything.
Ask me that again. What is it?
One word that sums up your entire journey from where you started to where you think you will end up. It has to be a real word. It could be any word, but it has to be real.
That's a hard question to answer. And I know I need to give you an answer because dead air is not good for the ratings. I don't know, fulfillment. I mean, I try and live life to the fullest and do as much as possible. So I would say fulfillment.
Okay.
I think.
Perfect.
Okay.
I was gonna say wild energy.
Like tenacity?
No, not tenacity. Okay. Just like, traveling and even doing something like this and, getting to do stuff with my family. Just You know, constantly on the go.
Like wanderlust, kind of.
I'll take it.
I'll take
Okay.
it.
I'll take it for
Okay.
sure.
So this week, we got you a gift card for Chick-fil-A.
Sweet.
Chick-fil-A's stated purpose is to glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to us, to have a positive influence on all who come in contact with a Chick-fil-A. $20.
Thank
There you go.
Thank you guys.
Some of our business cards.
Awesome.
And then we'll sign out of here. We'll turn off the camera.
Cool.
We'll sign our table.
I love it. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for having me.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Man.
All right, and thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
And I gotta end both simultaneously. So